It's time to show you my bugs. Here's a fun fact, kids. If you've noticed in the background of my videos more recently, but I think in some of my old ones as well, you may have noticed I have a small collection of framed bugs. And what you may not know, because I don't really post about it on YouTube or anything, is that I actually have a whole collection. Those are mine. I've made those. So I have a whole collection of just unmounted bugs that I've gotten over the last couple of years that I haven't done anything with, basically since I've moved. So I don't know what prompted me to do this today, but I've decided that everyone needs to see my bugs. I showed you my bugs, please respond. There are a lot of questions that may be going through your head. 1, where do you get the bugs? 2, why are you doing this to us? Usually the questions I get are like, are they real? Did you kill them? Where do you get them from? So to answer some questions even before I break into this, yes, they are real. No, I did not kill them. Everything in my collection has been harvested from bug farms, which are real things that exist. The whole idea of bug farms is so that you can raise native populations and sort of help the native populations grow while also incentivizing the trade and the commerce part of the art and museum aspect of bugs. So like the idea is that you're supposed to raise these butterflies, let's say, and like half of it goes back to the native population and the other half you sell. The bug trade is actually very highly regulated. I get my stuff from a bug dealer. I don't think that's what they call themselves, but I call them a bug dealer. I actually do have my bug dealer license. I just have not imported anything, but I paid my fees and I have like all of the whatever, but it's really, really pricey. And honestly, thank God I didn't start doing it because I got busy with other stuff instead. So this is just like stuff I've gotten from my bug dealers. Any of the natives I have in here are probably cicadas that I have gotten from other people. There was a periodical cicada emergence. I think it was like a 20-year emergence, or like 17 or something, a couple years ago, and a friend had gotten a whole bunch of cicadas, already dead again, and shells for me and sent them over. So I have lots of people who send me dead bugs, which is very sweet. And again, I don't do much with them anymore, but I just thought it would be fun to look at my collection. So let's bust it open. Okay, we're gonna start with the butterfly box, and I will bring you over here so that you can see all of the very pretty butterflies, because you won't be able to see them from here. So let's pop this baby open. Oh, and actually it looks like there's a note in here. It says Breezebee's Patreon launches today. If you want more exclusive wrestling content that you won't get anywhere else, you can go join her Patreon. She'll have free content, but you can also get access to a whole bunch of stuff like exclusive monthly videos, match reviews, voting on future video topics, and more. It also says this video that released today was supposed to be something else, but she got sidetracked and this was the video instead, and that's pretty on brand. Did the bugs write this? I don't know, that's weird. Anyway, let me just bring you over here for a second. Okay, so here are the butterflies that are in my little safekeeping box. Obviously, you probably can tell those are monarchs. That one on the top right is a monarch. These are a type of blue morpho, and I will show you in the sun, which is exactly why I wanted to film this video before the sun went down. But it got a couple of monarchs, not a ton. I'm not a huge fan of I know a lot of people really love monarchs. They're not my favorite, so I've never really done anything, but I do have a special monarch that I've kept. And honestly, I think hold on, let me get it. Okay, so this is my like quote unquote special monarch. This is a monarch I bought already spread. So when butterflies come to me, they come flat, and I can post a picture of what that looks like. This one I bought pre-spread, and it was more, it was more expensive than a normal monarch. And what she said online was like it has a wing deformation or whatever. You can kind of tell, I guess, on that left bottom, the hind wing, that it's like sort of smaller than the other one or whatever. She was like, oh, it's like a very like rare or something type of morph. And I was like, gullible maybe, and I was like, sure. But this is the only monarch I've ever bought for myself, and I might just honestly sell it, who knows. Anyway, I used to sell these beauties and put them in displays. This is a peacock swallowtail. or like a Karna peacock, I think they're called. I think they're also called jungle jade. You can see these ones have a little bit of damage. Like, I think it's missing an antenna. I wouldn't be able to sell this one really. I guess before I get too far, I can show you some of my displays. This was one of my first I ever made. And there are only 2 that I've ever made like this. I love them. These are black ballerina butterflies, I think is what they're called. They're really, really cool, but they're very, very fragile. They've never come to me in like good condition, so I just told myself I wouldn't be buying anymore. So I have one, and then a friend has one. And actually, now that I think about it, I think I made an identical display and it got stolen off of their porch. So I think 3 exist in the world, and some rando has it, which pisses me off. Beetles are my other favorite. I have a bunch of like stag beetles. I think these are like rhino beetles of some sort. This is one of my favorite displays. It has succumbed to dermestid beetles, carpet beetles. If you have those in your house, you probably do and you never see them. But if you have insect collections, occasionally they will get into your insect collections and start eating them. So pretty much how you solve that is you just stick your frame in the freezer, and then once they're all dead, you just clean them back out. And then you seal all the holes. It's just, it happens when you have bug collections. And then this, I'm gonna have to look up and put on the screen. I don't remember. I have had a couple of these in my collection, but this is the only one I've kept. And it's just stunning. I sold a lot of these back in the day. They just go well with decor. It's very like, they're just unique looking butterflies. So I'll put it on the screen, whatever this one is. And then this is always the showstopper. Everybody loves a blue morpho. These, when I first got them, here, let me take it to the window so you can see it. Look at her, stunning. You can see those like owl eyes on the back. That's what the back looks like, but no one ever wants to see the back morphos. They want to see that crazy iridescence. Again, I can't remember what these guys are. They also have succumbed to, I guess not totally succumbed. I guess that means that they would be totally destroyed, but I've had dermestid beetles in this collection too, but these ones are really, really pretty. I'll put it on the screen. I'll figure out what it is. When I buy them, they usually have names. Sometimes I get them in random packs. I'll buy like a mystery pack. It's kind of like opening Pokemon cards, but for people with special interests like me. And then this is one of my oldest displays. This is when I used to put the actual scientific name on my displays. This was like my COVID business. I think I mentioned that I used to sell these. This was like something I had always wanted to do. I learned how to spread butterflies and like put together an insect collection while I was in college. This was one of my earlier ones. I fell in love with, of course, those like Silence of the Lambs. This is a death's head hawk moth. And they're just stunning. That like skull pattern on the back is so cool. So I only have one of these. Again, they're really expensive, kind of like the blue morphos. I don't make them anymore, but like, man, oh man, they are so cool. This is gonna be the real kind of gem box, if you will, because this is where I kept all of my beetles. Beetles are my absolute favorite. I know a lot of people really favor butterflies. I'm cutting it open because when we moved, I sealed the doors shut. I taped them shut. Anyway, people really love butterflies. Butterflies are great. They're very pretty. You can tell I have a lot of them already. But my favorite thing is beetles. Beetles and cicadas. Okay, you wanna get in this one too? First drawer right off the bat, I can already tell I've got a lanternfly. I think I know the name of this one. Again, I'll put it on the screen. They're pretty cool. This is how they typically come, not butterflies. Butterflies never come like this. They're just too fragile, but like you'll see a lot of beetles and I don't know, these types of bugs will be in these just like little cardboard things, and they're all stapled pre-spread, which is really nice. Yeah, this is still the graveyard for failed jewelry experiments, I can already tell. This pendant is actually stunning. These are one of my favorite beetles. Don't ask me what the name is. I will put it on the screen probably. I don't know why I didn't use this one. I love this. I'm gonna use this. This is gonna be my own personal one. Same with this one. Again, ooh, sorry about my nails. Wow, they're really gross. One of those beetles. They're so pretty. They're so green, and once you put them under resin, they really like glitter. Like you can see, sort of, you can see that they're like gold glitter. Ah, they're just so pretty. Okay, second drawer. I do have skulls, like I said I did. Apparently this is an African soft fur rat skull. Sure. This was when I was doing a lot of streams, I was tearing apart owl pellets. Do you ever do that in school? Like probably in elementary or middle school maybe? I bought a couple of owl pellets, again, from like a it was like a place who keeps owls, and they just sell the pellets. So I had a bunch of those. I didn't even take apart these two. I still have two that I could do if I really wanted to, but I haven't wanted to. And these might be rats. I think you can specifically ask for like bird skull pellets. So like they know which birds have eaten other birds and they can take the pellets, and like usually by general size they can also figure it out. And actually now I'm remembering the reason that I got bird skulls, again focusing, wow, is because I wanted to wear bird skulls in my hair when I got married. So I picked these out of an owl pellet, and as someone who used to work with owls and hawks and falcons, that felt very appropriate to me. All right, next drawer. Ooh, okay. Okay, so one of my ultimate favorites, this is a cicada. This is not like a regular run-of-the-mill cicada. This is like a, I think this might be Cryptotympana acuta, maybe? I could be totally wrong on that, but like these are big ass cicadas, like cicadas that mean business. We don't find those in the US, but as you can see, they're like pretty comparable to my hand. I made a ton of displays with these guys, but I guess I just never figured out what to do with this one. This is how spiders typically come. I don't remember what kind of tarantula this is. I actually think I ordered this for a friend. It could be a birdie. I really don't know. I doubt it. It's very small. But like this is how spiders typically come, at least these types, and then you have to rehydrate them just like you do with butterflies and pose them in the way that you want. I might be able to show you a couple displays where I have big spiders, not tarantulas, but orb weavers that I've had to rehydrate and pose, and they come similar like this. Oh, here you go. Here is a US native cicada. So as you can tell, different coloration, they're a lot smaller. Here's like a size comparison. This is the US native, this is non-native. Okay, next. There might not be, oh, woo, that's a good surprise. Okay, so apparently I do have some blue morphos left, but this one is clearly missing a critical wing. I think I saw it in there actually. I think it's the one down here. Yeah, there it is. So I at least have the wing. I could glue it back on if I wanted to. Here's the back, by the way. Oh, geez Louise. I was telling you kind of how they look like owl eyes. They're so pretty, so unique. It's probably why they're so expensive right now. Here was an experimental pin to try to capture that like eyeball type thing. These envelopes are typically how butterflies arrive. They'll typically have like the name. These are just wings. Sometimes you can buy just the wings, which seems kind of barbaric, but there you go. See, you can buy wings. I have another bag of bones in here. Random skull femurs for rats, probably. I don't know what I'm planning to do with this. This is the folly of all crafters, is you just keep stuff and it's like, what am I doing? Okay, last drawer I really don't remember what's in here. Oh, I've got big, okay. So I also used to teach classes on how to pin your own butterflies. So like I'd give you 2 butterflies and a bunch of pins and like forceps and stuff, and it was really fun. We had fun. These are my beetles. Okay, hold on. First and foremost, this is one of my rhino beetles. I don't know the specific species. They're kind of a group, but like, wow, look how big compared to my hand. I mean, he fits in my whole palm. So typically the way that these guys are spread is that you would pop these hard wing bits apart. These are called elytra. They're basically like the shield part of the beetle. So you would pop open these tough elytra, and then there are some soft wings underneath that you would then spread, and you would very, very carefully like pin them between 2 papers, or a lot of people do it. I do them on foam typically. The really cool thing about bugs, most bugs, hard-bodied bugs at least, is that they're self-preserving. So these guys just dry out. A lot of people ask me if they smell. They do have a smell, but it's not like a dying mouse or something. Although if you try to keep a scorpion, which has a lot of like stuff in it. This sounds so unintelligent. I'm basically trying not to say guts because it sounds disgusting. Anyway, if you try to do that to a scorpion, it will smell like it's dying. You can mitigate that. You can slow it down by putting them in the freezer, especially if they're freshly dead. Let's say you lost your pet scorpion, you would be able to take that and put it in the freezer until you're ready to pose it. Unfortunately, with scorpions, you do still have to take out their guts. That's primarily why I prefer working with beetles, is they are self-preserving. Anyway, it's hard to see through the packaging, but these are a pair of dung beetle. It's a male and a female. They're purple, you can kind of tell. Let's see if I can get a better picture of these. I remember buying this guy specifically because I was going to put together a whole like blue collection of Beetles, like all blue all the time. Look at the underside, my God, are you kidding me? But I never did anything with him, and he's so pretty. Someday, I'll put him in something. These are a type of flower beetle. Again, beautiful, green. They come in red, they come in yellow, they come in blue. It's another type of flower beetle. A lot of the time they don't come with names. I buy these in variety packs. Again, they're like mystery packs. Oh, this one does have a name. This one says Cicadas, maybe? Is that what that says? You tell me. Here's more of those green guys that I like so much that I had in those pendants. They're so pretty. This guy looks like a cockroach. He's not. I want to say he's some type of tiger beetle, but I think tiger beetles are smaller, so I don't know. Does this one have a name? This one says Java, so I think it's from Java. And then I have a ton of these itty bitty blue guys, just for funsies. I'll show you these in better lighting. There you go. You can kind of see they're blue. So pretty. And then you have my horrifying Tupperware containers just full of just loose bugs. I just want to tell you most of these were gifts. Here's a whole thing of periodical cicadas sent to me by my friend Cardi B. Hopefully you can see them. It's shells too, so he just picked them off the ground. You ever have periodical cicadas come to your town? They're coming to your town. Here are some more emerged versions. I can't see if it's focusing, but you get it. It's dead bugs. These were sent to me by my friend Kaylee in Texas. These are periodical cicadas from Texas, which, as you can probably tell, are way bigger than the periodical cicadas from Ohio, which is kind of nuts. That one actually smells kind of bad. I have a few small loose butterflies and like a stick bug that is missing several limbs in this one. Don't know if you can see that, don't really care. And I'm sure I have other things that I've missed. I know I have like this big beautiful display I got as a gift. I'll put a picture or a video right here. It was actually purchased by my aunt at an antique auction, and I got it as a housewarming gift. I don't think it was originally meant for me. I just think she didn't know what to do with it, and she knew I liked bugs, but it is, I can't even imagine how expensive it is because it looks old and it's a lot of butterflies. So that is one of my most prized possessions, and it's like right in the entryway of our door. What was the purpose of doing this video? Just because I wanted to. Just because I said, today I show off my bugs. So thank you for joining me on something that had nothing to do with anything I've done on this channel before. If you'd like to see more from me, hey, I have a second channel I don't use. Maybe don't go there. But like I said in the beginning, I do have a Patreon that's launching. If you're here for wrestling content, then yes, you can go find more on Patreon. I do have some free stuff over there, but if you'd like to support me a little extra and join, you will get many, many more benefits. And I'm planning on just posting there as much as I can. But yes, thank you for joining me for my hyperfixation, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye! Will it register? Will you be able to hear it from the AC? No, the fucking sun is bad. Tell me what you think. He doesn't know.